What's up, guys? Back with another one. And, I don't like to get into a lot of politics. But damn it, you know what? People are so scared nowadays, People don't want to lose followers. They don't get their subscriptions up and, they really want to just pipe it down. And that's what the problem is nowadays. People are just cowards, and I'm not a coward. I've been you know maintaining my composure, and I try to not get into politics as much as possible because it stresses me out and pisses me off, right? But I'm thinking things are just gonna play out the way they should. But man, man, I think I got it all figured out, guys. Basically, half this nation are a bunch of teenagers that are taking advice from teenagers. You remember that? I don't know if you're a little older and you had teenagers. And I call it temporarily insane being a teenager, because they're just going through some stuff. Hormones are crazy, they're following the wrong people, they're that popular kid at school, they're following him, but this kid's doing all the worst stuff. They don't want to listen to you. You're the enemy. You're the enemy. You just want to make my life miserable. That type of stuff. Yeah, the typical teenager stuff, right? So politics nowadays, it's like these MAGA folks are a bunch of teenagers, and they're listening to the oldest teenager on the planet Earth. Okay, dump truck Trump, and he is convincing everybody that he knows what's best for everybody. He's a stable genius. Even though us grown folks are over here saying, man, this doesn't look right. This don't sound right. This is not a good person for you to be following. But yet, everybody voted, right? It just still happens. A little over 1.5% of the population voted for him, so now he's the president. So, for all the reasons why, everybody was trying to tell you guys, don't trust this dude. He's bad news. He's lying. He's only looking out for himself. You voted anyway because you wanted to save a little money on taxes. Let me tell you what, guys. Have you ever been selfless in your lifetime? Because I have. I have my own business, right? I have multiple businesses. If anybody's going to benefit from Trump, it's going to be me. It's going to be this skin. It's going to be these eyes. It's going to be my businesses. In today's climate, so tax breaks, hey, bring them on. I mean, what? I was willing to trade my tax breaks for the better being of other people. All right, we're talking this deportation thing. It's just going where we were always worried about it going, but nobody would believe it. Now, these MAGA people are literally shocked that their relatives are getting deported. Mexican people for Trump. They're literally shocked what everybody told them. And black people for Trump. Now civil rights are just getting stripped away. You know what? I heard that they took all these holidays off of Google Calendar, like Black History Month. Anything that doesn't have anything to do with white is gone. Okay? So no longer are we protected Are minorities protected now? That's well, you know what? This guy's gonna get into it, a bit of it, and I was like, oh hell no, people got to hear this.
The message for our MAGA friends: you are not allowed to be surprised. Oh my gosh, you're in the finding out phase. Well, guess what? You know why you got to the finding out phase? Because you fucked around. Here's the deal. I'm starting to see people in MAGA world and outside of the normal political stuff on social media too, realizing that, oh my God, these peanut farmers and soybean farmers in Alabama and in Georgia, oh, the product that they sold to feed starving children that went through USAID, that the government's not buying it anymore, that's on y'all. Donald Trump did that. Get your little fucking sticker like you did on every gas tank in America and every gas pump in America and put it on your forehead. Trump did that to you. For all of you who think, oh, well, I trust Lord Elon the Mighty with my social security data, when these fucking weirdo kids, several of whom are involved in hacker collectives, start leaking your personally identifiable information, because nothing that gets copied off a server ever only gets one copy, y'all. When that starts rolling up and you get defrauded, that's on you. You're not allowed to be surprised anymore. When Donald Trump says and does things that cost you, when you find out suddenly that your community isn't going to get that road or that bridge because they hate the infrastructure bill, that's on you. You're not allowed to be surprised anymore. When you find out that you're not going to get your disability or your Medicare or your Medicaid or your Social Security at the same level you thought, that's on you. You're not allowed to be surprised anymore because y'all did it. You went and fucked around and now you are finding out. When you find out that your kid, who you thought was never going to have to go to war, gets sent to Gaza to die for Donald Trump's real estate empire, you're not allowed to be surprised anymore. That's on you. You did that. You made that world. When you find out that the economy is going to go in the shitter because China decided, well, we got a strong economy too, so we're going to put the tariffs back on you. And as some MAGA folks are starting to discover, the order that they place from Temu or Wish.com or wherever the hell, oh, wait, there's a tariff in there that you have to pay? Well, the Chinese aren't paying that tariff? Well, there is a shocker. When you're an exporter of timber or corn or hogs sending food to China or sending materials to China and they have a tariff for your product and suddenly you're no longer economically competitive, that's on you. You did that. You voted for the guy who promised you he would do that. You're not allowed to be surprised. When you find out that the university in your community or in your state suddenly has lost its status, suddenly has lost all its research grants for things that you like, you're not allowed to be surprised. When you find out in a couple of years that the research that was being done through NIH to cure cancer or Alzheimer's or any number of diseases just disappeared, just up and left, just is gone, because Elon Musk has a hard-on against NIH and the weirdo anti-vaxxers hate NIH, you're not allowed to be surprised anymore. When the things that Trump told you he would do hurt you, and yes, MAGA, you are the ones who will get the hurt the most. I promise you. Rich people don't give a shit. Okay? People, when they cut taxes on Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and David Sachs and God knows who else, but they tax your kids' student loan aid, but they raise your taxes, but they keep the ban on the state and local tax deductions for high-priced real estate. That's on you. You chose this. Don't forget, you chose this future. You chose this world. You're not allowed to be surprised when the guy who says, I'm going to hurt you, hurts you. when the guy who says, I'm going to beat you, beats you. You're not allowed to be surprised anymore. You're not allowed to be surprised that the things that are going to happen and the consequences that are going to follow. So you want to fire 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% of the federal workforce? You are allowed to want to do that. But you're not allowed to be surprised when the nation's economy takes a giant dump on your fantasy that you're going to purge those evil federal workers who are making so much money. Average is like $60,000 a year, by the way. So don't go thinking that federal workers get into the business to get rich. They don't. When you cancel those grants to schools, that's what the Department of Education mostly does. It's not some secret hypnotic mind control ray for teaching communism and trans rights to children. It's about funding state education systems. When that goes away, guess where that money's going to go? It's not going to go to your pocket or to your state or anywhere else. It's going to go to Elon and the rest of these guys getting a $4 trillion tax cut under this plan while your taxes go up. When your kids can't read and write, when they can't get into a college, much less receive student financial aid any longer, that's on you. When they ask you, Mommy, Daddy, why can't I go to college? I'm smart. I want to achieve something. And by the way, that's not the only path to achievement. It is for a lot of people. When they tell you that, when they say, "Oh God, why can't I get ahead? Why can't I get something better in my life? Why can't I do something more in my life?" That's on you. You chose this. You're not allowed to be surprised. I know a lot of you think, I'm a real free market guy. I believe in pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You know what? We gave up the free market a long fucking time ago because lobbyists funded our campaigns. That's a Republican confession. Okay? We sold ourselves to the highest bidders. And right now, you guys have sold yourself cheap to the highest bidders. You're not in a free market anymore. You're in a techno-feudalist serfdom. You're going to get fucked economically by Donald Trump and Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and the rest of these guys because they truly believe that everyone in America who's not like them is easily replaceable by AI in the next 2 to 4 years. They really believe that the serf class is ready for a monarchy, that they are the barons and the dukes of this great monarchy to come. And Trump is the puppet king for the moment. You're not allowed to be surprised, though, when you lose your freedoms and your liberties and your rights and your hopes and your economic future. You're not allowed to be surprised, by the way, Second Amendment guys, you're not allowed to be, and I am one, you're not allowed to be surprised when Trump says, well, we can't have those dirty peasants having their own firearms anymore. That's a risk to the majesty and power of the government. You're not allowed to be surprised when they start saying from Facebook and Twitter and every other social media platform out there, yeah, we have to give those to the government every day. We have to give your DMs, your private messages to the government every day because you're too much of a risk. You're not allowed to be surprised when the things they projected on the Democratic Party, autocracy, control, authoritarianism, the government using force majeure to make your life suck, are brought onto you. You're not allowed to be surprised by that. You voted for it. You wanted it. It's coming. So don't go on social media and bitch and moan, oh, my friend lost his job. He was a good forest ranger. Fuck you, way it goes. You guys voted for this. This is what you asked for. So you are never, ever allowed to act surprised and shocked and hurt again.
Yeah. Right? And what about now he thinks Canada should be part of the United States? What about renaming the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America? What about other countries that he just seems like he wants to take? Sounds familiar, huh? Putin? Well, you know what? He's a mini Putin. And if you don't see it by now, well, stop watching that bullshit you're watching. You fucking idiot. I'm sorry. You're watching one thing. Look at other things. If all you're watching is Fox, see what these other guys are talking about. How do you know you're not being lied to? It's like a damn cult. And until it happens to you and nothing affects you, you don't care because you're selfish. You're selfish. You know? When this economy takes a dump, I mean, you got Mexican people not wanting to go to work now. And some Mexican people that are perfectly legal here are scared to go to the store now because of profiling. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And half the United States, a little more than 1.5%, more than the other, voted for that, you know? And democracy, it's getting stripped away, guys. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm totally against conspiracy theorists and theories. I mean, there's millions and millions of them just coming out, it seems like, you know? And people fall for that. If it goes across your feed, you believe it. It's stupid. See, I'm intelligent enough. If I see something, I'm actually going to look into it. And not just under what these people, I'm going to go look in other directions, unbiased places, and find out if that's really happened or if it's really true. And none of the MAGA people do that because they've been told not to, just like a cult. Believe me, only me, don't trust anybody else. And they do that well, okay? So trying to talk a Trump supporter away from that is like trying to rescue a cult member. You know how hard it is to do that? You actually have to kidnap them and reverse their whole psyche to bring it back. All right? So if you just, but here's the good news, guys. If you don't have an ego that's big like Kanye, okay, and you can admit that you fucked up, you can start admitting it right now. Because right now, and in the near future to come, it's the only way to turn this around is the people. I mean, the majority of the people. I mean, like 3/4 of the people in the United States are going to have to come together and make it happen. But the government had no choice but to take this guy, kick him out of office. All right? Because listen, you know what's really scary? Is if this stuff gets really out of hand and it's really a dictatorship, we have no more democracy. And people are, oh, it's too late. We messed up. It's too late. You know the only way we can get that back? Probably a civil war. And we're not talking about on the internet. You know, and other countries want that. They're sitting, our enemies want that, seeing us go against each other. So my opinion is, guys, get off your ego. Admit that you fucked up. If it's not now, if a month from now you start seeing things and hearing things, and admit you fucked up and start speaking up just like you spoke up for him. And maybe, just maybe, we could stop this crazy freight train blasting through America. All right? I know there's a lot more stuff I can say on this, but I'm going to end it at this one. See you next one.